Hey guys, so you may have seen our other video saying that we're going to have a long arm event in the store. So it's Saturday the 23rd of November, anytime from 10 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. You guys can stop by and sit down or stand up with one of our long arm experts. You can pick their brain, you can give it a whirl. Maybe you just want to come kick the tires. That's okay too. It's free. More information for you and a really good time. So I thought that I might give you a quick preview of some of the things that are available. We have special pricing, of course, for both the event and also for the holidays. So come on in and see Mary. But first of all, I thought I would show you this one. So this is the little baby brother of our long arm. It's actually the same machine with this lovely long throat. So that would allow me to do a king size quilt or anything from a baby to a king size and anything in between. Because it has a smaller footprint, I don't have to have all that space that I need with a long arm. It's a long arm, they call it a mid-arm, but it's a long arm with this little table, so my footprint is just this much. So I can do ruler work, like we have this project here. This is done with just plastic templates. It's like having training wheels for our what could be free motion, but it looks a lot more regular and neat, especially my free motion. So that is something fun that you can do on a machine like this. And as well as the free motion is fun because we have a stitch regulator. So the hardest part of free motion, of course, not only is it my pathway that I'm following, but also having regular stitches, having them be even. It doesn't really matter exactly what size they are, but having them be consistent is what really makes you look like a professional. So we have a little leg up here. If we look at the screen, I'm allowed, I have settings here. So I have regulated or manual. So if I don't want the machine to control the speed that I'm sewing, if I want to do it myself, I can use a foot pedal like a regular sewing machine and control it that way. And I can also use this screen to press start and have it just sew, start and stop. But I'm allowed to tell the machine how many stitches per inch that I want to have here. So I'm in regulated mode now, and I'm going to have it so it stops in the down position, just like with my sewing machine. And I'm just going to press start. When I do ruler work, I like to use the foot pedal because I feel like I have more control. But when I do free motion, I like to use the start and stop because it's a little more flowy. The machine sews based on how fast I move my hands. The table has these little sensors which tell the machine how I'm moving my hand, and that controls the speed. So if I press start up here, the machine is ready. I'm not going to touch anything else except my fabric. So if I go slow, it goes slow. If I go fast, it goes fast. And all I have to think about is not the size of my stitches, but I can choose my direction. I'm going to shut it off. I can choose my direction. I can worry about the pattern that I want to follow or the flow. And you can see my stitches are beautiful and consistent. So not to mention it's a lot cheaper than a long arm, but it's fun. It's a really good time. You guys should come in and see it. That's one option. So over here, don't get sick. When I come over here, I have a few different options. So this is a 10-foot frame. You can get frames from 5 to 12 feet long, depending on what you like to quilt. I mean, if all you do is baby quilts, you might not need 12 feet, although maybe you want to do 2 at a time. I don't know. But this is dictated by your space. And I can do free motion, just like we did over there. It also has a stitch regulator, so my consistency of my size of my stitches is regulated the same way it is over there. Or, so that's one option, just to have the regular machine with the same options we have over there of stitch regulation. Or you can get a Pro Stitcher. So a Pro Stitcher is robotics. So it will stitch those beautiful patterns that we all admire that our long armors will do on our finished quilts. So I can arrange an entire quilt all at once, and the machine will stitch out a section, and then I turn the wheels and it moves the quilt up, and then it'll do another section. I can pre-plan an entire quilt, or I can just do one little piece. So that's what we're gonna do. I thought you guys might like to see how quick and easy that can be. So I'm going to select my area, and I'm going to align my needle with my little laser, because it's going to pick that little point there. So I said I'm going to use multi points to outline the area I want the machine to fill. So that's one point. Then I'm going to come up here, and I am going to pick my next point. Then I'm going to come across, and I'm going to put in this top corner. And now I'm going to come down and make my last corner. Okay, so there's my little block. Some people make beautiful blocks that are perfectly straight. My friend Catherine makes beautiful blocks that are lovely. My blocks, depending on the amount of caffeine that has passed through me that day, sometimes they're a little... So what I could do is I could outline the exact area of my block, and the machine will stitch that area for me. So it will compensate for my wonky stitching and make me look like fabulous. So we're just doing an easy demonstration. This is a pre-printed quilt, so it's straight. So now we have our area. We're going to go to our file, and we're going to pick a design. I love this little moose. He's so cute. There he is, but he's over here, and my block is over here. So we're going to modify it. And we're going to pick border skew. So now, even if my block wasn't perfect, the shape would be perfect within the area that I chose. So that's very cool. Now we're going to hit Pro Stitcher, and we're going to find my thread, and we're going to hit Run. I already pulled up my bobbin thread earlier, so I'm just going to leave that thread tail because I don't know what I did with my scissors, but that's okay. So I would normally just clip that thread tail, and you can see, you can follow along. I can watch it stitch out on the quilt itself, filling up that box that you made, but I can look at it on the screen as well. This intersection is where my needle is, and it will show me where I have stitched out. As it's changing color, it's showing me my progress as I go. So depending on the day, I might want to watch the screen, or I can just sit and watch this beautiful picture appear in my quilt. And it makes me look so talented. Even when I'm having rough days, it's still beautiful. I'm going to pause it. Pause. Thank you. And so come in, learn, look, kick the tires, but come in and see us on Saturday, and that's all I have to say about that. Keep stitching.